Hi everybody, Happy New Year, welcome to 2020, I'm Guernsey. Today we're starting a new series on the YouTube channel. It's something I've wanted to do to try and improve my work, and I also think it'd be a fun little thing for you guys to see and maybe try. So this is Tryday. Every Friday I'm going to release a video where I, over the week, have tried something different to how I normally do things, and maybe it's something brand new that I've never tried before, maybe it's something that I've only done a few times I'd like to incorporate more into my study and my work. We could be trying like new brushes, new mark making scans, like different ways to incorporate digital and traditional, different ways of drawing, methods of drawing a human figure, different ways of studying humans, or different ways of studying landscapes, or lots of different things that could be used as exercises or ways to improve our drawing and painting. First week, I thought I would start with something simple, and I am going to do some form studies. If you are on the Discord, and I'll links in the description for that and other parts of my channel, we do have a tab for resources on the Discord, so if you are on Discord you can have a look at that, and there'll be some form studies and some photographs of black and white forms that you can practice from in there. So let's get started. Okay, so with the form study, hello. I've just sped up this first bit where I'm just filling in some blank shapes, just filling in like the initial tone of the shapes with dark, medium, light. You can see here that this is quite a close light source to the object, and it's got some quite nice distinct tones. Now slow the video down and we start going into the render. So yep, defining some shadows there. As you can see here, there's a few cast shadows where the sort of light hits the front bottom of some of the shapes. So throwing in the tone onto the cylinder there. Try to work on like big shapes, filling in any bounce light that I can see, or some general gradients of the flat shapes. Bit of cast shadow there. Starting to fill in the bounce light off the side of that shape as it's against the side of the other flat, the big square in the middle. The cast shadows off the little rectangles at the front there, and the bounce light off the bottom. Again, some bounce light there reflecting back from the bright shape on the front onto those the tops of those little rectangles, which obviously don't have on the top of the entire shape, as there is nothing to bounce the light back from. Just softening that gradient. That was a bit harsh when I originally went in there. Some bounce light off the cylinder there. Just defining some of the darkness, some of the tone and the contrast. Defining that shadow there. Adding back some bounce light even inside of those shadows. There is some bounce light. That was something I took from this piece that I've sort of tried to internalise, was that little bit of bounce shadow within that shadow there, just because the light is pointing up towards the shadow, obviously, as it's casting. And the light is bouncing back and forth between the cylinder and the back of the small rectangles, creating that light. Yeah, so a little harsher area of shadow where those three flat planes intersect, which is one of the few places on the shape where that happens, and then adding in some darker background just to help with the contrast of the piece, because it really does change the way your eye looks at the piece. And that cast shadow there on the bottom of the object. Delete the line out there and start to add in some more light from the background where it's bounced off the back of the object, and a bit more contrast between that little cylinder part and that front of the tall rectangle there. So yeah, really starting to define some of the edges here. A bit more bounce light from that rectangle if there wasn't enough. So this is really a great way to practice like the most basic of render techniques, like your gradients and how to render basic shapes. And I'm not going for perfection here. This isn't about perfectly replicating the photograph. It's about learning about how light reacts on shapes and practicing how to depict that in a painting. So I'm not too worried about like wobbly edges here and there. Again, I found that to be quite a lot brighter than I initially thought, and defining edge on that cylinder there, which I hadn't originally put in. Just cleaning up the outside a bit, make the shape a bit more accurate. So again, that's quite a dark edge, which I hadn't really put in before, and then I rendered that back out, just so the one dark edge remains there. Just picking up some highlights that I might have missed, some hard edges here and there, just to give certain areas a little pop, cleaning up the edges there. Okay, so there was my little form study that I did. That was quite a short one. It was about 15 minutes in real time, and obviously I shortened that down quite a lot to talk over it. So I've just put up here some more examples of some basic forms. I found these by just typing form studies into Pinterest, or try maybe still life or something like that. You can see in the watermark here, some of these are done by Rakesh Sayal, I believe. If I can find a page for them, I will link that in the description down below. I've also put up on the side there just to show some Greek statues, again just found on Pinterest, to show how learning this technique of really focusing on values and form can progress to studying these kind of shapes as well. I also popped up in the top left there one with a lot of colour on it, for maybe if you wanted to use this technique to practice how colour bounces back with light as well. Studying form and value is really great, and I find that it's probably one of the things I struggle to recreate from imagination, so studying it a lot is something I should aim to do more this year. That was the first Tryday. I really enjoyed encouraging myself to do something that I don't do a lot but really should. Next week I'm going to be looking at doing a bit of a more complicated, longer episode. I've already started, but I will keep that a secret for now as to what I've actually done until next week. Any resources I've put in this video I'll try and link to down below, although again the images were mostly just found by searching form studies onto Pinterest and Google. Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the video today. I really hope you enjoyed our first Tryday, and I hope you'll tune in again next week to see what we come up with. If you would like to support the stream, you can check us out on Patreon and on social media. All the links for that will be in the description below, and you'll be able to see some stuff up on the screen here as well. So here's to what is hopefully a really great 2020, and I hope you all have a great year also. Bye!